It could be the thing that changes everything forever.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, yeah.
Last night I was awake with anxiety in bed and my heart was fluttering.
Welcome back to the channel. We are Janine and Liam Day, a married couple who recently sold our home and possessions to pursue full-time van life in the UK in our converted Ford Transit Frida. For those of you who follow our channel regularly, you will have seen that we've been dealt our fair share of bad luck and challenges this winter. From staying warm in the van to dodgy park-ups, boy races, condensation issues, gas shortages, Christmas Day disasters, and Liam's continual sleep problems. This week we are faced with some crucial decisions about the future of us doing van life, due to the bed in the van being a few inches too short for him. We left you last time on the northeast coast of Britain, and after a much needed night in a hotel for us to catch up on sleep, we hit the road once more. Despite the difficulties we have faced, we are pragmatic people. Liam has been working really hard, having many conversations with experienced van lifers about possible solutions to our problems. We now believe that we have found a solution, but it's a risky one. In this episode, we pause our journey north to head south to the city of York, which would turn out to be the start of some major life changes. So please subscribe if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, and let's do some urban stealth camping in York as we do another week of winter van life in the UK.
Welcome back to the channel. We've just pulled over to check that we've got enough diesel in the diesel heater, as you do before entering into a very cold evening. It's what I've heard it being called as a hoarfrost before, where the fog creates ice on everything it touches, including like water particles on things. So that's what we're up against tonight. It's so cold in York right now, and we're off to go and find a park up in the city. And as with all city park ups, you arrive late, like now, and you leave early, and that's exactly what we're going to go and do.
Found where we're going to park for the night.
Or hopefully park for the night.
Hopefully. It's in the city centre, so it could be a bit dodgy, but I don't know, let's just go and have a look.
Cool.
Yeah?
Yep. So it's difficult, we find, finding park-ups in cities unless you're by the beach or by the countryside or whatever. York potentially is a difficult one because it's all residential areas. So we use Park for Night when we're in cities, and it seems to be okay most of the time. We've not had any bad ones yet, but I think without Park for Night, trying to find a park-up in the middle of the night with a thick fog is quite difficult in a city.
Just putting up all the curtains because when we do city stealthing, you have to be extra careful that the curtains are up because obviously there's more people walking around and stuff. So yeah, I'm just extra careful on the city park up, so I'm just going to check our curtains. Does it look alright from the outside, Liam?
Yeah, we're right underneath a lamppost, but apart from that, it's really good. But usually the things are in plain sight are the most hidden, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That weird thing. So we should be alright.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah, reverse psychology, exactly. It's just optimism. That's all it is.
Good morning everyone. Today we have woken up in York city centre. So we did a bit of stealth urban city camping last night and it was actually really good. Where we camped here is sort of away from any kind of residential area.
there's a big wall sort of behind us, so that kind of hides us a little bit. And yeah, it was actually really good. It was quite peaceful. There were a few people walking past and chatting sort of late at night, or the early hours in the morning, so that woke me up a little bit, but you know, it wasn't threatening or anything, and it was just fine. It was really good actually. I highly rate it. We parked up under a tree, so we didn't get any kind of hoarfrost. But yeah, it's really, really foggy and cold. It's one of those mornings. So we're gonna get up. I'm gonna get Liam to get out of bed, and then we're gonna go out and grab a coffee and make the most of being in the city centre.
Oh yeah.
Morning.
How's it going?
You good to go?
Yes. Nice, good park up here.
Yeah, it's
Where's mine? Got a little bag of rubbish. Keys, bag. What else do we need? I bet you're desperate for a coffee, aren't you?
Yeah. It's very cold out.
Yeah, I can feel it. It's toasty in here though.
I know.
I just want to give a quick update about the van and what we're doing with it. Last time we saw you, we spoke to Liam the Terrible, a van converter based down in Barnsley. He's a friend of ours as well. So we got lots of advice off him, lots of advice of other van lifers, subscribers to the channel, which has been really, really helpful. And we think we've got a solution. We've been through every single option, and you know, that goes with changing the layout of the van, getting a long wheelbase van, which is not something that I wanted to do, so actually changing the vehicle itself. And now I think we've actually got something that's probably, it's not perfect, but it's something that Janine and I think have agreed on could be a solution. Motorhomes, for instance, are wider and taller, so I never thought about getting a wider and taller van. Oh, we're waiting for a phone call back from somebody. If that turns out to be good and we get a green light, then we are leaving this location and we're going to be going to go and hopefully sort something out and get this mess all over and done with.
We went for a wander around a local park up as we heard there was a cafe close by. So we went in for a coffee and Liam tried out their blueberry croissant before researching some sites to visit whilst in York.
That cafe is quite obviously the place to go if you've had a baby. I think I think there were more babies than adults in that place. A cute cafe, but now we're going to go for a bit of a wander around York. We've both never been here before, and I don't think you have you?
Maybe when I was like very young. I don't remember it though at all.
Yeah, I haven't. So we're going to go and check out the sights.
We headed into the city. York is a walled city northeast of England. It was founded by the ancient Romans. It has a huge 13th century Gothic cathedral, a castle and a prolific Viking history. We had planned to walk the city walls, but they were closed due to adverse weather conditions. So instead we went to one of the many museums in the city. This one was about Vikings and was actually pretty good. After, we wandered the historic streets and stumbled upon the Shambles, which historically means Slaughter Street. Thank God times have changed, as we only found people, family and dogs wandering the narrow streets, dipping into the cute little independent shops, including a Harry Potter merchandise shop and a ghost shop famously appearing on TikTok. We went for lunch at an all-vegan junk food place, as they were offering something very unique to the north of England, which we have never tried before. This dish is iron brew tofu, served on a bed of chips with fresh spring onions.
On a diet, I just can't turn down something unusual as this. It's like sweet and sour. Nice. Tofu, yeah. So good.
You can really smell it.
Liam ate up and I decided to get a healthy soup at prep before we both headed off back to the van.
So what's for dinner, Liam?
I'm making you a bowl of fruit with yoghurt.
Nice.
For energy.
That's exactly what I feel like right now.
Is it? Okay, cool. I'm actually going to have the same. And because of the food, that ridiculous amount of food, that tofu thing, I'm going to just have a bowl of fruit for dinner.
We ate our healthy oats and fruit before Liam got a very exciting phone call about a possible van that had become available.
All right, okay, cool. All right, well, let me come back to you. I'll probably come back to you today, mate, if that's all right.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no worries, really. Take care.
Cheers, pal. Bye. It's a lot more money than what we bought this van for, but we're getting a lot more for it, and it's only done 52,000 miles. So it just seems too good to be true. It just not too good to be true. It just seems too good not to jump on it straight away. That's how I feel about it, Janine. But I'm impulsive. I should not be trusted with this sort of thing, and I'll leave it to you. 7 foot wide. That's an extra. That's almost an extra foot on this bed. No, it is an extra foot on this bed.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Will that do?
Yeah, I'm not 7 foot wide. we'll even be able to have a little space round us to stop the condensation.
We had a cup of tea and discussed our options before having to make a decision if it was worth the long drive down south to Devon.
What do you reckon?
I reckon we just go and we just jump on it, even though it's a massive drive.
Yeah.
Half to Birmingham and then to Devon. It could be the opportunity of a lifetime. It could be the thing that changes everything forever. And I just think we should do it.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's a long way.
It's a long way, but I'm up for driving.
All right, well, yeah. You know I love a road trip.
Let's do it. My dad will drive half of it as well, so that's, he's already said, so that's kind of him.
Okay, let's go. Should we go now?
Let's do it. Let's go!
We prepped the van and put everything away, ready for our spontaneous road trip down south.
Okay, so the update is we've got a phone call back from someone I was praying that we'd get a phone call back from with a van. It's a bit of a wild card. It's something that Janine and I never thought we would ever even be going to look at, let alone potentially buying. So we are heading there to Devon now. It's based in South Devon. It's quite a journey. It's going to take sort of like 4.5 hours in total, but we're going to break up the journey halfway in Birmingham now. And yeah, potentially we are going right now to go and view our new home.
We headed to Liam's dad's house in Birmingham, where we arrived late, so headed straight to bed and got up early in the morning to hit the road with Phil to check out this van in Devon. As we pulled into the close, little did we know what was awaiting us. Liam had arranged for us to view an ex-removals van, which was big and green. In fact, it was very big and very green. So what one is it?
This one, on the front.
It's so tall. I don't know if that's going to cause problems, it being so tall.
This is potentially our new van.
Do you think it's too big?
It's really tall.
It's massive.
I mean, but it's going to be, innit? It's going to be shocking compared to us. I mean, I'm just remaining open-minded as much as possible and just go in with it. We've got three heads here. What do you think, Janine?
It's really a lot bigger than I thought.
Go on, sit in there, Janine. To go see what the
So, I mean, I love it. It's a lot, but I'm shocked at how big it is.
Yeah.
How tall it is, really. We're going from a small van to an absolute massive one. You know that? You do realise that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're going to get in the back in a minute and we'll have a look and see what the crack is in the back. But,
yeah. I mean,
are you nervous?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, yeah. Just because I'm overwhelmed with how big it is. I was not expecting it to be so big.
Yeah, I wonder what that means, because I've never driven anything this tall before, this big.
It would just be good to get some advice, like the downsides of something so big.
Yeah, just aerodynamics, I'm sure, that's all it is.
What's that?
It slows it down. It doesn't go as fast.
But I'm on about stealthing and parking and stuff.
Oh, stealthing! Imagine this parked up. Imagine this parked up. You'd not think there are two people living in the back of that.
How am I going to get up there? Oh my god. Literally, it's up to there.
You're going to have to do it. I'm going to give you a leg up every time you get in the van.
That's so funny. I mean, it's so much bigger. I mean, even that one's a little bit smaller. Oh my god, what are we doing?
We checked and ran the engine and did a few tests before taking it out on a test run. We decided to go to the local Tesco to have a closer look.
The ultimate test is, can we park in a parking space, an actual car park?
It's inside.
Terrible.
It's
Space.
Wow. It's just the height, isn't it?
It's just the height. It's
really
like.
high.
Then my dad just let me know that there's going to be some bridges that we won't be able to go through.
Yeah. Yeah, there will be.
That's going to be where we're going to sleep. That's going to be the bed, and it's 7 foot wide. So I'm going to be able to fully stretch out in that.
Should we go in the back?
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, is this how we...
Welcome to your new home.
Wow. This will need to come out, you know that?
A little bit.
A little bit.
But it's going to feel really much more bigger and homely.
Yeah, I mean it's look at the height. Your head touches the ceiling of our other one.
No, almost touches. Yeah.
Almost touches. And this, I can't even touch the ceiling. It's really tall. Like really, I can't even jump and touch it. I'm quite overwhelmed with how big it is. It feels like we're buying a coach or a bus.
It's nerve-wracking.
It's really nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I think I'd feel more confident if I just knew. Is Liam going to lock me in? Oh, you can't. I'm sure you can't hear me. Liam's locking me in. Liam, what are you doing?
Come on. Let's get you out before I lock you in.
We locked the van up and took it for a test drive down some country lanes. After a lot of talking, some phone calls and more checking over the van, both Liam and I agreed that you only live once and decided to take a punt and buy it. Sleep is so important to us, and we felt that with a new van, not only would we have a bigger bed, but potentially would be able to install a log burner, as heating issues have also been a major problem for us over winter. So we paid the money, took the keys and drove back to Liam's dad's house, where we celebrated and contemplated the next step in our van life journey over a few rounds of Jenga and some wine. Morning everyone, we are here at Phil's house. It's quite early in the morning, so I'm keeping it down a little bit. Today we are driving to Liam the Terrible's to drop off the big van that we've got. And yeah, so we're going to drop that off. We're going down in like a bit of a fleet. So we've got Frida, the new van, and I'm driving Phil's car. And then Phil's going to come back in his car and we're going to go off in Frida. The reason why I'm driving Phil's car and not Frida's because I don't feel confident enough to drive Frida because I feel like she's too big. But to be honest, in comparison to our new one, she's tiny. So I feel a bit silly. A few years ago, we had a van for our gardening business that we used to be in, and I drove the van and I crashed it. So my confidence driving big vehicles just sort of went. So that's why I've been kind of building myself up to practice in Frida, and now I've kind of missed my opportunity. And now we're in a bigger van, so I don't know what I'm going to do. It's a bit of a situation there. I may need to just practice in Frida whilst I've got the chance now. So we're going to drive up to Barnsley now, when everyone's ready, and drop off the van.
Yes, we're ready to go. 3 vehicles. Mission Barnsley. Liam the Terrible.
Liam the Terrible has said, ever since he saw our sleeping problems, that he could do a new van build for us if we wanted to. Originally turning down the offer, we later realised that good sleep in the van was the key to us doing van life, and a new start in a new van might be the best thing for us. As the decision was very impulsive, we felt very lucky and grateful that he could help us out at short notice. So we made our way in a little convoy from Birmingham to Barnsley to see Liam the Terrible.
What do you reckon?
It's very bright in here now,
Yeah.
but just wait till this is covered up.
Yeah.
We said goodbye to Liam's dad and chatted to Sean and Liam until evening set in. They both have some great ideas, so we decided to return the next day to make a plan. So off we went to a location in Barnsley where we parked up for the evening and hit the sack.
I am not an anxious person, but last night I was awake with anxiety in bed, and my heart was fluttering, and what have you. And I assume that's just normal stuff when you're making such a big decision. And not only is it a big decision, it's a big financial risk as well. And that's the thing that we're sort of living on the edge a little bit with it all, because we've got this van. This van is obviously worth a considerable amount of money, and to get the other van we've had to use the rest of our savings from selling our home, and we've had to sort of borrow a little bit of money as well with to be able to pay back once we sell this one. And also selling this has been our home for like 10 months as well. There's so much stuff going on inside of me. At night time, when I'm laying in bed and Janine's asleep next to me and I've got no one to talk to, it's much worse than when I wake up in the morning and all the problems just sort out in your head. So I'm a lot better this morning because I've chatted to Janine. But yeah, things are going on inside of me. But I still think it's a good idea. I still think it's a very good idea. I do. Let's just see what happens.
We made our way to see Liam the Terrible at the workshop to discuss plans for the van. We jumped inside and immediately started drawing some brief ideas on the walls and marking out potential floor plans, all of which need to be thought about further. It was great to have Liam's expertise to guide us through to help us decide what might work and what definitely wouldn't. It's fair to say that this was a spontaneous decision brought about in quite a desperate situation, but as always with Liam and myself, we are excited to get this project underway.
What's that?
I didn't say anything. No, I think we're going to start with the floor, insulate the floor, then insulate the walls, insulate the ceiling. I think we'll do it in that order. But that's probably a week and a half of work. I think maybe that's 5 days work.
Is it? Wow.
Okay, cool.
It's going to look completely different when we come next.
Sound completely different inside.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just about to hand the keys over to Liam the Terrible to start the van build. He wants to start cracking on himself with it to start off with, which is understandable. It's his project. We're handing it over to him. We're going to return intermittently to come and help a hand. It'll save us money. It'll get the job done quicker, and I want to understand what's going on with the van and everything like that, so that's going to be really good. But we're going to leave it to him. We could really do with ideas and suggestions from people who have, if you've ever had a Luton before, or a big van before, or a square space before, how you would lay it out, because any suggestions are very much appreciated. We're going to have to just go ahead with something, so please help out with whatever you can, and we in comments, because it will really sort of guide us. But the first thing is, it's obviously got sign writing on the side that says removals and storage for a certain company, the guy that we bought it off. Would you keep the sign writing and be stealth, or would you get rid of the sign writing? Are removal vans more easy to break into? Are they more sought after and targeted by thieves? I have no idea. The next thing is, in here, we've got, there's currently no way, obviously, to go from the cab to the back. We really want to go through to the cab to the back, but there's a gap. Would you still have a walkway from the cab to the back of the van? Is it necessary? What changes everything for us is we've got this bit above the cab. This bit above the cab is where we're obviously going to be putting our bed. But if anybody's got any suggestions about anything else to do with that, then once again, that's greatly appreciated. But if we don't hear anything from anybody or any other suggestions, we're going to put, and something that we're both really excited about, and it's probably the thing that's driven the whole everything with my lack of sleep in the transit, is we're going to probably hopefully put at least a queen or a king size bed in there, which is going to be mega. But yeah, so going through to the back, so this is the inside of the van, and what layouts should we go for in the van? Please leave a comment and let us know, and we will be very much appreciated.